Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And it's time for another tier rank. This time, we're going to do
WCW Champions.
That's right. Here we go. Now, when you saw this, I sort of had the same sentiment. I felt like this seems like there should be more WCW champions.
Yeah, I guess from like 2000 when the company ended, like the same, like three people just passed the title back and forth.
I think that's pretty much what happened here, because it felt like a lot more. And then also on top of that, like, why is Rock on there? I guess he was wasn't he like the last WCW champion?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, and then they did Jericho was, because he's the one who unified.
Ah, yes.
And they did the unification. Anyways, so yeah, we have allegedly all the WCW champions here, and I guess it probably goes from Flair, right? Was he the first one when they like officially became new company?
I think so.
All right.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. There was I feel like there was a lot of WCW / Crockett / NWA crossover.
Yeah, there really was.
All right. Well, we're just going to go with what they have here.
Yeah, that's what they got. So we will proceed.
All right. So first and foremost, I think, and here's the thing. We're not doing the you do one, I do one. We're doing we got to be on the same page here.
I feel like we're on the same page putting Jeff Jarrett and Sid in the S tier, yes?
Well, how about this? One we can definitely agree on. Vince Russo being in his own garbage tier. Mm-hmm. This is the Vince Russo tier exclusively.
Not even David Arquette goes in that one?
No.
No, all right.
Exclusively dedicated to Vince Russo. Because here's the thing about Arquette. You have to take into consideration a little bit, maybe, intent.
Yeah.
Russo made himself champion. David Arquette had that thrust onto him.
Yeah.
So I will put,
and at least he did some good with winning the champion. He gave his earnings to charity and stuff like that. So hats off to David Arquette.
Right, exactly. Now I will put that. I mean, we could put him in the not good champion because he never should have been champion. No. But yeah, he's not. He's definitely not garbage Vince Russo bro territory.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about some that we could definitely agree on S tier champions. For example, Ric Flair.
Yeah, Sting, absolutely S tier champions. Lex Luger.
You know what? I'd be fine putting Luger in good stuff.
All right, fine.
Luger was over.
Maybe we should change the good stuff tier to total package.
Well, there's going to be more. Kurt Angle? Why is he in there?
Because he was WCW champion before they merged the titles.
You know who else I would put up here? Because he's a five-time
Booker T.
S tier Booker T.
Absolutely.
Put him up here with Sting and Flair. Now, what about Hulk Hogan?
I wouldn't put him in S tier.
You wouldn't?
No.
He kind of was like the man when WCW. He was kind of the reason,
also kind of to the detriment of the company at times.
All right. He hogged the belt.
He did.
Okay,
other people should have opportunities.
That's a good counterpoint. Where, may I ask, would you put him?
I guess. I mean, it is Hulk Hogan, so I guess you kind of have to put him as champion in good stuff, I guess. But that's really just because of the NWO days.
I think you put him in good stuff.
Before the NWO days, it wasn't like people were tired of the Hulkamania bullshit. So
yeah, I agree with that. Now, I'd also put just for the win alone, for the pop that the win had. Ron Simmons, absolutely. I'd put in good stuff. Now he didn't have like a long run.
No, but it's an important win.
It's an important win, absolutely. First Black World Champion.
Yep,
that's a good win right there.
Good stuff.
That's good stuff. Okay.
For the moment,
I'd put Goldberg.
I was just about to say Goldberg probably.
I don't think S tier would be really fitting of Goldberg.
No.
I'll put him above these guys. I'll do that. Hey, Lex, stop being Lex. There. You know what, Lex? Now you're back here. Okay.
That was a huge moment when Lex beat Hogan for it.
It was a really big moment. No, that was genuinely kind of awesome. People really loved that moment.
All right, so objectively, when WCW tried to make Jeff Jarrett the guy, it wasn't the best stuff. So that's probably mid, objectively speaking.
I love Jeff Jarrett, but you're absolutely right. Back then, I was not into it, and it just didn't feel right.
Right now, Jeff Jarrett's one of my 5 favorite wrestlers, maybe.
Currently.
Yeah, not all time. Yeah. Just currently.
Yeah, currently. He's a draw for me.
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely.
But back then, no, he's the reason I turned the TV off.
If this was a tier maker list for TNA champions, I'd probably put him in the top S tier.
I'd put 100 Jeff Jarretts in the S tier.
100 Jeff Jarretts?
100 Jeff Jarretts.
100 Jeff Jarretts.
All right, what about Vader? He won the title several times over. He was a dominant champion. it was like they booked him relatively effectively as opposed to his run. I know he didn't wash his singlet.
Yeah.
But, in terms of his title reigns, maybe towards the tail end of good stuff or the top of mid.
Okay, no, I'd put him up there with Lex Luger. I'd put him there with Lex Luger. Not probably on top of Lex Luger, but I'd put him behind Lex Luger for good stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vader was cool. If you go back and watch Halloween Havoc 93.
Oh, fantastic stuff.
That's badass stuff right there.
Fantastic stuff.
That's really cool stuff. DDP.
My heart says good stuff, especially the moment he won. That was huge.
Yeah.
I don't remember much about his title reigns, though.
Neither do I. So, again, I'd probably put him like behind Luger for good stuff.
Okay.
Because we always loved DDP.
Yeah.
He was like a true WCW guy.
Absolutely.
Like and he started when he was like 50 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost 35, but still.
Close enough.
Yeah. He looked 50 back then, and now he looks 50.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
It is pretty impressive.
It's the power of DDP yoga, I guess.
Tough decisions here. Bret Hart.
He was kind of a mid WCW champion, if I'm being perfectly honest.
I'll put him above. You know what? I'll actually. Here's the thing. I'm going to put him behind Jarrett. Here's the thing I will say about Jarrett. He really was like doing everything he could to put WCW at the fore.
Yeah, he was.
I feel like Bret like reluctantly got every title that he got.
Fine, you win the title, fine, I'll do that.
There's like one match in WCW that I could think of that Bret Hart was like really into it, and that was the Benoit match.
Yeah.
Because it was like, to honor his brother. Yeah. Everything else, I feel like Bret had to be dragged kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
Except for his promos about El Dandy.
Also,
okay, let's talk about Sid, man.
You know me, I'll put him in the S tier.
I know.
Objectively speaking, he probably belongs in the mid tier.
Okay, all right.
But
yeah,
maybe even not good.
Okay, let's have that conversation, because I kind of feel like, okay, did he ever win? Because the first time he won the title was like in 2000 or something, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think he won it early on, like when he was Sid Justice or whatever. Mm-hmm. All right, what about Kevin Nash?
That one's tough because
that is a heavy side.
It started off quite promising.
Yeah.
And then he ended Goldberg's streak, and then the Nitro after was the finger poke of doom, and it kind of really sullied his legacy of his first run as champion.
If this was WCW Tag Champions, the Outsiders would be S tier.
Yeah.
And I always thought Nash was really cool as a champion, but also at that point, it was just he was booking himself in the laziest way possible as champion. I'd kind of put him in mid tier right here.
I think so too.
What about the Giant? He showed up, won the title. And that was really impressive, but then, like, what was the rest of his reign?
Yeah, I know.
And then did he ever have another WCW title reign?
Maybe. I don't remember. But then he just lost it back to Hogan. He lost before he won the title. He lost a monster truck match.
All right, dude. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put him at the top of not good, and I'm gonna put Sid down here with them too.
All right.
I'm sorry. Look, I love Sid too. I know you love Sid more than I love Sid. I still love Sid.
It breaks my heart that you did that to Sid.
I know.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
How dare you?
What about the Big Bad Booty Daddy?
I mean, that's still that period of WCW where it's basically unwatchable.
True. Would you put him in mid or not?
Yeah,
good?
I'd probably put him in mid.
I'd put him in. You know what? I'd actually put him above mid. Here's the thing about Steiner. Say what you will about Steiner. He did have that air of like danger.
Oh yeah.
And he was the guy that Bischoff, and I know you're not huge on Bischoff, and I kind of aren't either. But like he was gonna be their monster heel for WCW post, instead of WWF buying him.
Yeah.
So I'll put Steiner top of mid because everybody like he was something different.
Yeah, he was.
He was something different.
Let's talk the WWE reigns of the WCW titles.
Right,
so Jericho, The Rock.
Well, okay,
Kurt
hold on. How about this? First, let's talk about this. Benoit won the WCW title.
Yeah.
And left the next day.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And this isn't even for the murders, but not good.
No.
He was like, I won. Okay, cool. I beat Sid. I'm out of here.
I'm out.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about Kurt Angle. Oh, let's do this before we get to WWE, guys. Randy Savage. Did he have a good title reign? I know he had like good matches with like DDP and shit.
Yeah, but I think the title reign predates that.
Did he have it more than like 30 days?
Maybe, yeah, probably. He's Macho Man.
We got to do one of these days.
Huh.
We need to do like an over-under on longest title reigns in WCW.
That's good.
Because like I kind of feel like some of these guys had it for like a period of 15 days.
Yeah, had it for a cup of coffee, basically.
Right, exactly.
I put Macho Man in mid.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
when they were kind of struggling to gain some measure of relevancy after signing Hogan and Macho Man and put the belt on Savage. And I don't know if it really led to a whole lot.
Savage was doing cool stuff at the time, but yeah, I don't think they didn't do anything with it.
No.
All right, so WWE, WCW guys. Booker T obviously came in with it. I think The Rock beat him for it.
Yeah.
Did Kurt Angle beat The Rock for it? Yeah, no.
Must have. And then did The Rock get it back? Because when Jericho unified the titles, he had to get, I don't remember the tournament though.
I'll be honest, like I kind of feel like at this point, like we should probably stop it when WWF bought the fucking place.
Yeah.
Because like this is just Vince booking.
Yeah, no.
Vince McMahon, not Vince Russo.
No.
So like I don't really rate these ones.
There really should be a separate WWE tier.
I know. I don't really think these ones count.
That exists kind of outside.
I feel like these are more in line with like Triple H's big gold belt because it was just under WWE at the time. Didn't really count. They had one episode. They had 2 segments of Nitro or whatever it was.
Yeah.
2 segments of WCW on WWE programming. So why do they have a whole ass champion like 3 times?
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
That didn't make any sense.
Didn't make any sense.
Yeah. So anyways, I think that's a solid tier.
I think that is. I don't think there's a whole lot to argue about that.
Right. This is solid from beginning to end. Let us know what you guys think, of course, in the comments below. What would you have changed? Vince Russo, should he have been up here in the S tier? No.
Absolutely not.
He's garbage.
Under no circumstances should he be in the S tier.
Right.
I don't care what anybody's criteria is.
Right.
Should not be an S tier.
No. Unless S stood for shit.
Yeah.
All right. That's going to do it.
Bye.
Yeah.